Robin was born in California, Long Beach, California, and Susan was born in Twin Falls, Idaho, because we had left when we left. I came back and I went back into the automobile business, auto repair business in Twin Falls, and we were there. Good gracious, until 1960. 1960, and I went to Idaho Falls to open up a business. I went there and opened up the Jenkins automobile, Jenkins Auto Body Repair in Idaho Falls. And I got that going, and Jean stayed at home. And then she and the girls came up after I got the business set up and a house established. They came up and lived there. So we lived there and did very well until, let's see, 1962. Wait a minute now. I came there in 59. Then I sold my business and to one of my friends and another guy that worked for me. And I went to Pocatello, and we had bought a duplex over there before that, and we were renting it out to keep it paid for. And so I went to Pocatello, and I went into the State Farm insurance business. So it was quite a switch for me. So and we were there until. 65. Boy, dates, Robert, I'm way off. I don't know what's going to happen here on dates.
Yeah, that's what.
But anyway, in the 60s, it was the middle of the 60s, latter part of the 60s, and I sold my portion of my insurance business back over to another party, and we left and went back to California. But I went back to California alone. I went back to California on a divorce. And I had met, we had been divorced, I don't know how long. Anyway. And I met Ruby in Twin Falls before that with other people. And I went back over after my divorce looking for this friend of mine, and I ran into Jean. Ran into Ruby. And she had been divorced from this fellow she was married to. Anyway, in due time, we said, let's do it. So we did. We fell in love immediately. She was the love of my life. One of the biggest loves of my life. Anyway, we were married. And then we bundled up, sold her house, and I took care of everything in Pocatello, and we come back to California.
Where at?
Well, the first place we came was to Visalia, California. She went to work as a meat wrapper, and I went to work as the body shop foreman over at the Buick dealer. What was his name? Anyway, and we were there until you were born, and then we left there and went to yeah.
And that was 1964.
Yeah. 62, I think. I don't know, 64.
No, I was born in 64.
You're born, that's right.
I can remember that date.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Well, I'm glad you remember them.
Exactly what my birth certificate said.
Yeah. So we lived in, we went back and we were in Visalia for quite some time. Then from Visalia, we went to Foster City. In fact, we went to Belmont first and lived there for a year while I worked. And then I got a job in San Francisco with the Chevrolet dealership there, one of the biggest dealerships in the world, actually, at that time. And I went in as a service writer. And 16 or 6 bays of service writing. I was a service writer for them, and then I was there for 6 months, and I took over the management of the body shop. We had 4 floors of body shop. Big place. A lot of work, a lot of people, a lot of men. In fact, there was 9 floors, and they're a quarter of a block big. You know how big the blocks are in San Francisco. So we had a big place. So I was there for, don't ask me how many years. Then I went back and opened up my own business in Belmont, California. Started my own body shop and had that and that's when we bought the first home over in Foster City, that new city. Left there, and when I sold that, then we went to, we stayed in Foster City, and I was offered a job with teaching with, good gracious, I'll never forget that. Anyway, I was teaching the blacks and about 6% whites and 1% Chicano. Anyway.
Palo Alto?
Yeah, I was teaching in Palo Alto. Anyway, and while I was teaching there, they offered me a job in the schools at Burlingame. And these were voc ed industries for school training, but they all were connected with the high school. So I took that and was with them for, what, 8 years? 8 years. Taught high school for 8 years in Burlingame. And after that, we were living in Foster City. Ruby wanted to go home. She wanted to go back to Twin Falls. She wanted to be closer to the kids, her kid. So we did that. She relinquished her stay with the union where she was working. She was working with the meat cutters union, doing real well. And I turned in my resignation at teaching, and we sold our home there in Foster City and came back to Twin Falls. Biggest mistake we ever made, but we did. And then when we were in Twin Falls, of course, I did about 3 or 4 things trying to make a living, and had a lot of trouble with the Mormon situation. Either you're a Mormon or you don't get a job in many places. People don't realize that, but it's the truth. You have to make your own. So I made my own. I made my own job after that. I was manager to the Chevrolet garage there, and then I left there because he was a Mormon, and he said that I was to be a Mormon. I was do as a Mormon do or don't do. So I didn't do, and left there. Then I, during that period of time, Ruby became ill, and we took her to the hospital and found that she had cancer of the liver. and it had gone into her, it started in her pancreas, lower bowel, and went into her liver. And they only gave her 6 months to live. But I was, at that time, when that happened, I was managing the Mode Limited. It was a clothing store, and we had everything in there. Anyway. But Ruby fooled him. She was a year and a half before she died after that. She died, what, in 86?
88. August 6th.
August the 6th, 88. Anyway, hard part of my life. That was the hardest part of my whole life. Idaho. It was just absolutely awful. We had built a home over there, out by the falls. Of course, you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said I'm going to become a realtor. I could see the increase coming in Twin Falls, so I studied and studied and studied while I was working, and I passed the test. I went over to Boise and got my license. I went into an office there. So I was a realtor for a while. And during that period of time, I met Joy through her sister. Her sister told Joy about me, and I don't know why, but anyway, they conspired against me, which was great. The greatest thing that ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think she saved my life. I really do. I don't think I would have lived too much longer. Because I hurt. And meeting her, I know, was God sent. She's been an inspiration in my life ever since we met. As a person who loves everyone. She had a lot of respect for Ruby. Never met her. She knew that she had a lot of respect for her, you know. Not this type that was against anyone. But we knitted together real well. It just like I'd known her all my life. It was just a mutual acquaintance that brought instantaneous, compassionate love for one another in the respect of a person's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's been that way ever since. Just absolutely perfect situation. Oh, there's problems we have. Everywhere has those. We have things that do occur, and we have to bring those to the point of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But she's one fine lady. And there I am. We were married, and then we sold my house, and I split that property. I gave that to you, didn't I? That lower section.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we gave that to you before, when Ruby was alive, didn't we? Didn't we split that?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was doing real well with the business. But Joey had a home in Lewiston, California, and it was right on the Trinity River. So what we did, we took into account Lewiston and California, or Twin Falls and the Mormons. Pardon me, Twin Falls and the wind.
Mm-hmm.
So we go pro and con on each one of them. We'd say, well, this is good and that's bad and whatever it was. It finally ended up with California getting the most points. So I put the house up for sale and we sold that. I hadn't sold it before we left, but I put it up for sale and it was sold after I left. Went to Lewiston. And after being there, 2 years, she wanted to be closer to her family. So we put that up for sale, went to Fortuna, California, out of Lewiston, and we bought a piece of property up on a hill where we are now, and we built a house that we liked, just exactly what we wanted, and that's where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're enjoying life. Beautiful spot. And coming down here to see you and your family, after seeing Susan and her family and Robin and her family, it's been a real visit for me. In fact, it's been a joyful time. It's been a time of restoration within myself. Because I've been so far away from my family. I don't know why there's always such a distance between us, but there's always has been. Far away, you know.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I can thank God for, one great thing I thank God for, is the fact that every one of you know the Lord Jesus Christ. All my children know the Lord Jesus and have received Him in their lives. So their families are being raised up with a Judeo-Christian belief. My sisters all received the Lord. Dale received the Lord before he died. The only ones that I don't know are Mom and Dad and Laird. But I wasn't a Christian at that time. I wish I had have been. Maybe I could have done something, I don't know. But anyway, I couldn't ask God for another thing. I have it. He's given me everything that I ever needed and ever wanted. I mean, it's the fullness of life. Wow.
Oh yeah, two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
One is, I just wanted you to name something for Robin and Sue to have. But what was one good memory that you remember with their mom, Jean Margaret?
With Margaret Jean?
Yeah.
That they should remember?
Yeah. Something that you remember about their mom.
Yeah.
It's a good memory.
Well, Margaret Jean was a very, very kind, wonderful person. She was a giving person and a receiving of things too. I don't think I was easy to live with back then. I don't think I was easy to live with at all. I was pretty self-assured and self-egotistical at times. But she was. If she were alive today, I'd ask her for forgiveness. Because she was very kind, very, very cordial to everybody. She was a beautiful person, inside and out. And she gave me two beautiful children, two that I wouldn't trade that period of my life for anybody, for anything. Her mother was a very lovely person. Great in every respect, really. It wasn't her fault that I left. It was my fault. So, and I know how much they loved their mother. Yeah. So there was well, there's reasons I left, of course, but that had no bearing upon the character of the person that I left. Absolutely not.
You remember anything that she did or said that you always remember?
You know, she always kept those girls dressed and they always looked beautiful. They always were dressed right. She just kept the house perfect. She was a good housekeeper. She kept the two children that she would always be right behind them when I got home. And the two girls, when I drove up in the driveway, they'd be at the windows waving at me every time I come home. And every time I left, they'd be at the window saying goodbye, you know, and we're right there with them. I know I hurt my girls. I know I hurt them terribly. I know I hurt them terribly. And I asked them for forgiveness too, and I think I've done that before. Asked them for forgiveness, and that, because I know I hurt them.
Do you know, how about something that you remember about Mom, Ruby? Something that kind of sticks in your head.
Oh.
That was, I mean, I know there's...
Everything remains in my head about Ruby. We had a wonderful life. We had a wonderful time together. It was a rich period of our days. It was a rich period of our lives because we were at that point where we could make it well. We did a good job of it. We lived well. People got on us because we were living too high on the hog, they said, but that's silly to say that. That's what we had, and that's what we enjoyed at that period of time. And we tried to have the family enjoy it with us. Ruby was a hard worker. She was intelligent. I could trust her from here to the moon. I never had to worry about that. And they dearly loved her at work. All of them thought she was one of the finest people they've ever met. We knew the secretary of the union at that time was a very good friend of ours. And of course, she worked as the secretary with him. And during that period of time, of course, everything they did, they included us. So we did a lot of traveling with them. They had banquets, and they had parties, and they had dances, and they had all this, you know. Of course, we participated with that. Kept very busy. We lived well. We had a beautiful home. We never let anybody go without. But Ruby was she was very sure. She wanted to be sure of everything. Before you do anything, she wanted to be sure of this thing working out, you know. So a lot of times that saved a lot of problems for both of us. Where she'd grab a hold of that, where I would say, well, if we're going to do it, let's do it, you know. And so I usually did it. But sometimes it was wrong. But she would say, well, let's look at it first. And she had a lot of love for you. She had a lot of love for the two girls. It was a long time before the two girls could return that. But I can see why. After all, you know, divorces cause that. It's very difficult for my two daughters. It was very difficult for Joy. I mean, for Ruby. And, but if it hadn't been for Ruby, I don't know whether I'd ever received the Lord. But she continually prayed for me. She never bugged me. She never run it down my throat, ever. She was a Christian, and she remained as a Christian as my wife, and she showed me the benefits of receiving Christ in your life. And I finally did. It took me a long time, but I did. And it was because of Ruby and her continued love for her Lord toward me. Remember the time when you said, Dad, Mom and I talked, and we think we should ask you to quit smoking. And after I received Jesus. Remember that? So that night I said, Okay? And we all prayed, remember? And I took it to the Lord and I said, Lord, I know I have to quit smoking. I know it's bothering my family. I know it's bothering my health. And I know it's ignorant, to smoke. I said, so I'm turning this over to you. And I asked you to take these from me. Take it from me. I don't want any withdrawals and I don't want to suffer. Just take it from me. And if I ever take a cigarette after this, ever take a cigarette, I pray that I get sick and throw up.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I prayed. I got up the next morning and I always had to pack a cigarette. I didn't move them.
Mm-hmm.
I got up and I didn't even look over there. I was in there shaving and hey, I haven't had a cigarette. I said, took a shower and I said, I'll be crawling on the wall by noon. Noon came, I didn't want one.
Mm-hmm.
Night come, I didn't want one. And you know that I never had one pang, not one urge to smoke a cigarette since then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God took it and He took it completely.
Mm-hmm.
No manner have I ever wanted a cigarette. In fact, they became detestable.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll never forget that. And of course, through the years, the Lord has answered our prayers continually. I give it all to God. I give God all the glory. I give Him all of the honor in every part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how bad it might have been during that period of time, it wasn't God's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's my fault. Everything that I did, it's the individual. But success and drought, we had them both. And it's been beautiful. They really have. They're beautiful. Because look what He's given me. Look at my grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them. Roxanne and Curtis both love the Lord. Their families love the Lord. How could it be any better? My sister that just died, 90 years old. She loved Jesus. Boy. And her family all love the Lord. So the making of this whole thing, I wish the rest of my life, and the rest of my life that I don't say wish the rest of my life, but I turn it over to God in fullness. It's all His. It doesn't belong to me, it's all God's anyway.
Mm-hmm.
God made us for His purpose, and that's exactly where I'm going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that everything I do is for His purpose in my life from now on.
Rich.
I hear somebody, sweetie. There she is. Hi, honey.
Hey,
How you doing?
what are you doing?
Look right up there, that little red spot. Mm-hmm. Daddy's taking your picture.
Picture?
Come on over, Robert, and sit with us. My, oh my, yes.
This is my little buddy.
Yeah, I got hurt right there.
You did? From what?
It's for them me.
You fall down?
Yeah,
So what's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel?
Yeah.
Who's your daddy?
He.
No, where is your daddy? Who is your daddy?
Me.
You're your daddy?
Yeah.
That's pretty sad. Aren't I your daddy?
Yeah.
I'm not, am I daddy?
Yeah.
Who is grandpa? Point to grandpa.
Mom.
Is that grandpa?
Grandpa.
Is that grandpa? Point to him. Point. Point. That's grandpa.
Grandpa.
Point to daddy.
There you go.
Daddy.
You had to think about that, huh?
Can you say Rachel?
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel.
So what's mommy doing?
Playing
Huh? What's Mommy doing? Where is she?
I know.
You don't know?
Yeah. My mommy's working.
She's working?
Yeah.
Where's Bobby?
It's good.
Bobby's at school?
Yeah.
How old are you?
2.
When's your birthday?
2, 3, 4, 6.
When's your birthday? Is it Christmas Day?
Yeah. I get my birthday.
Yeah? So your birthday's the same as we celebrate Jesus, huh?
Jesus?
Yeah.
I eat the cake.
Were you God's gift to us?
Yeah.
I think so.
I got a spoon in the cake.
Your what?
I got my cake.
Can you look right in there and say, hello,
Hello.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, that did great.
Mommy's coming. Mommy's coming.
Is she coming? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's coming home tonight.
Mommy's coming home later.
She's working.
Working?
Yep.
I got new shirt.
Mm-hmm.
He's working again.
Mm-hmm. Hey, why don't you do your Sparky's song? But look at it. Look at the camera and do it.
Do it.
Yeah, stand right there in front of Grandpa. Can stand right there and do your Sparky song.
Bark to the right. Bark to the right. And girls and boys. And hearts and minds. And Lord. My spark. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, great. That was good. I like that.
Yeah. I doing.
Can you sing a song?
Barky come home. Barky come home. And boys and girls and boys and girls and horse. Amen.
All right. You're a good little singer.
I done, Daddy.
Okay, say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Oh, today is what? Day before Thanksgiving, 1997. November the 27th is tomorrow.
Bye.
This is the 26th.
Bye.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and we're looking forward to that gathering together.
Yep.
Yeah. This is Robbie's book. This is Robbie's book.
I need that book.
And we call this The Green Eggs and Ham. This is by Dr. Seuss.
Okay, here we go. Read it.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
Now this is Dr. Seuss. See him? He's running.
Yeah.
And this is Robbie's book, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No. That's Robbie.
Let's see what happens.
Read that.
Yeah.
Read it. I need that. I need that. No.
He says, I am Sam.
I need that. I need that book.
Okay,
No,
you
it's
read
mine.
it now. What does it say?
That's my turn. I need that book.
Okay, read it.
I'll read it.
Well, I'll hold it and you read it.
Sam. I am Sam.
I am Sam.
Sam, I am.
And then Sam I am. I am Sam and Sam I am. We want to show it so everybody will know what we're reading. And what does that say?
That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am.
But he am, isn't he? He am Sam. That's Sam.
Bye. Bye.
Well, we can't leave yet. Hang on. Hang on. Now, you want to read that, Robbie?
Do you like green eggs and ham?
Do you like eggs and ham?
Do you like green eggs and ham?
Yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah.
I like them. Rachel, you like eggs and ham?
I like ham. I like
like eggs?
Turn it.
All right. He says, I do not like ham.
I do not like them. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
Where's your glasses, Jenks?
In my pocket.
You should wear them to read better.
Yeah, okay.
I'll show it the picture. I'll do that.
You do that?
Yeah. Can I read that?
Okay, I
No,
do
Robert,
not like
please
them.
read the book.
Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I wouldn't like green eggs either. Or green eggs and ham, would you?
No.
I'd like them a different color.
It's my turn.
Wow.
It's my turn.
Okay, it's your turn. Would you read it?
Yeah.
Okay, read that one.
Read that. I'll read that. Thanks.
We have to read this one and then we go to that one, honey.
Rachel, no, we have to read.
Okay.
My turn. No,
Okay, let her turn the page.
No, we haven't read this yet. We haven't read this.
Oh, okay.
Would you like
Says,
them?
would you like them here or there?
No.
Look at that. Over there or over here?
Yep. Let's turn the page. My turn.
Well, I gave you your turn. You
I'll read that.
come here.
I'll read that, okay? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
Where are you going?
No, go ahead and read.
Okay, come on. It's your turn to read.
And would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse?
No, it's my turn.
There's a mouse.
Yep.
Oh, we got to show that. Would you like them in the house or would you like them with a mouse? I wouldn't like them either way, would you?
No. But neither. Now it's my turn to read. I do
Okay.
not like them in a house. I do not like them with the mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
Fantastic. Boy, you read well. You do a great job.
Yep, let's read it. We're showing it. We're showing the thing. Wait. Oh yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Says, would you eat them in a box or would you eat them with a fox? See the fox? And this is the box.
Show it?
Doesn't make sense sometimes, does it?
No.
Not bad. This is Dr.
Hey,
Zeus.
it's mine. Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
Boy, he means it too, doesn't he? He's getting mad and
I'll
walking
show
down the
it.
hill. Okay. You want to, can you read this one, honey? Can you read that one
No,
for me?
no.
That says, would you, could you, in a car, eat them, here they are. I would not, I could not, in a car. Look at that.
Okay, it's my turn to read it, right? My turn. No, it's my
Okay.
turn. My turn.
You want to read that one? Would you read that one to us? You read that, Bobby.
You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree.
In a tree. Put it over here where they can see it, yeah. You want to turn the page? Thank you.
I'll read this. I want to read this. I want to read this.
All right.
I would not, could not in a tree, not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
And he's getting madder and madder. He just don't want them, does he?
Yeah, he's mean. He's mean.
I get mixed up right now. People want it.
Okay, you can turn the page.
Now, if it's a lot, I gotta read it. If it's a lot, I wanna read it. Okay. Now it's your turn. Please, a train.
Okay.
A train.
A train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? No.
I'm gonna throw it. It's my turn.
Your turn to turn, yeah.
Last page 34, 34. Okay, I gotta read this. I wanna read this.
Okay.
Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car, Sam, let me be. I was not, could not in a box. I could not, would not with the fox. I will not eat them with the mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am.
You're going on a train into a tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn to turn.
Larry's gonna give me a blow-up.
Listen, Daddy. Listen.
Oh, you can read this one?
Oh, they're in a tunnel.
Yep, you can read it.
Oh. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark.
I'll show it. I'm big boy.
It's not. It's in the dark. Right, Daddy? I'm turning the page.
You turn the page. Okay, you want to read that one?
Okay. Would you, could you, in the rain? I would not, could not in the rain, not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam. Them, Sam, you see. Not in the house, not in the box, not with the mouse, not with the fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere.
I'm turning the page.
I think he means it too. He's getting madder and madder, isn't he?
But at
He's
the
more
end,
emphatic.
and at the end, he gets nicer.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably let him read it. He's a storyteller, aren't you?
I am too.
No, you're not.
Listen, Daddy.
You turn the page.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Now, they're on the train. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Here they are on the train and are coming down the track.
I need that.
You turn.
Listen.
Hey, you do a good job turning pages, you know that? Yeah. So he says, could you, would you, with a goat? I would not, could not, with a goat. They got goat in the car. They're still on the train. Well, I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Wait.
I know what happened.
Listen, Bobby.
Yeah, your turn. Oh. Would you, could you, on a boat?
Uh-oh.
They're going to be on a boat in a minute. Yeah, won't be long.
Yep.
They'll be on a boat.
Listen, Bobby.
It's
Listen.
You're doing
my
fine.
turn to read it.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Whoa.
He says, I could not, would not on a boat. I would not, will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the train. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. Do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. Look at this.
No.
They're all over the place. We'll have to show that one. Okay.
Listen,
Your
Bobby.
turn. Thank you. All right. Uh-oh, they all went in the water. He says, I do not like green eggs and ham. Well, here we go again. They keep trying to serve him green eggs and ham, don't they? Okay,
Listen, Bobby.
Rachel turns.
Wow.
Wow. I do not like them, Sam I am. And here he is under the water, and they're trying to serve him green eggs and ham under the water.
Can I show the picture this time?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Look at that, huh? Poor guy.
My turn, my turn.
Whoop. Pardon me. Okay. Now, they've come up out of the water and they've got their heads above water, haven't they? You do not like them, so you say, try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. Wow, I wonder if he's going to
My
do
turn,
it.
my turn.
No, my
No,
turn.
leave it alone, Robbie. Leave it
Gotta show
alone,
it.
Robbie.
Yeah, we got to show it.
I'm
Okay.
show it, I'm show it.
Robbie, come here. Grandpa is reading the stories.
Okay,
You don't
it's your
like
turn
it,
to
you
turn.
don't. You are not the storyteller. Look at me.
Oh, you do a good job.
You didn't get this privilege
Wow.
from Grandpa's routine.
That's great. That's great.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay, you hold up.
Within Robbie.
Okay. So, Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them, and you will see. I think he's going to give in and try.
No, 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 no.
Let's go back.
Welcome.
Okay. Uh-oh, he's going to try one. He's going to eat it. Look at that. Look at that. He's going to eat that silly green egg. Would you eat a green egg? No, I wouldn't either.
No.
Good.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My turn.
Oh, yeah. Rachel's turn. So he tried the green egg and he said, say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them, Sam I am. And I would eat them in a boat and I would eat them with a goat. Okay. Your turn. So what happens? He says, and I will eat them in the rain, and I'll eat them in the dark, and on a train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see. And he's walking up the hill and eating them. He said, so I will eat them in a box, I'll eat them with a fox, I will eat them with a house, and I will eat them with a mouse, and I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere.
My turn, my turn. Wait and now, okay?
Wow. I do like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am.
My
So
turn,
let me
my
show it.
Okay.
And that's the end of the green eggs and ham by Dr. Seuss.
Again.
You want to help read it?
Okay.
Just a minute, honey. This is Me and My Dad is the name of this. Huh. Okay.
One
You
day,
read this one and I'll read this one, okay?
Okay. One day, me and my dad went to the beach. I wanted to bring fins and snorkels and surfboards. If you make a list, you won't forget and you can Max. My dad said, but I didn't need a list because I am very good at remembering.
Very good. So over here he says, just a minute. And I loaded up the car with everything, all these things, towels and umbrellas and beach chairs and masks, everything. He loaded them up. Let me show them here. Loaded them all up.
My turn.
Yeah, your turn. Okay, you read this one and I'll read over here, okay?
Just as soon as we got on the highway, I heard a trumpet, trumpet, trumpet. It was not a good sound.
It was a thump, 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 huh? Okay, my dad said, I shouldn't worry, it was only a flat tire. Oh, a flat tire, let me show it. So we had a flat tire.
It's my turn for the page. I beat the bow.
Thank Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Want to read that, Robbie?
What do we do now? I asked. I was worried because I taken out the spare tire and all that junk to make room for the important beach stop. No problem, Maxie, asked my dad.
When you have a comma or a period, just stop, and then you go. And when you have a
I know.
comma, make sure you do that, and then you... Okay, just a minute, honey. They're trying to make room. Just a minute. Just let me read this one, and then we go to that. He said, I just...
Don't hold it, okay?
That's okay. We just changed the tire. Luckily, I put back things, and we'll leave before we left home. He takes it all out and puts it back in. That's something. Wow. Let me show it. It's your turn. It's your turn.
No, I hide it.
Yeah. Hang on to that. Don't let loose of that.
No, that's my book. Okay, Robbie?
Yeah.
My book.
Yeah.
My book.
Okay. Want to read this one, Robbie?
Okay. So Dad jacked up the car. It was a good thing I was there because the car started to roll. Dad, I hollered, you should put some rock under the tires, right? Was he ever glad I saw that?
Yeah. What could have happened?
I rolled into the water.
Yeah. The car would have rolled down the hill, wouldn't it?
No, water.
Yeah. So he says, I got a big rock and I put it under the back tire. See? And put that rock right back there.
Hello.
And his dad said, thanks, Max. You're a great helper.
Bed.
Now help me tighten these lug nuts and then we're off.
What you do? Are you? Yeah, sure. We're eating that one.
Listen, baby.
Yep, it's your turn, Robbie.
We did it at the house. You better get your butt up here. There's gonna be the
Wait now.
leftovers.
ABC.
It didn't take long after that
No, wait a
to,
minute. Start over.
it didn't take long after that to get to the beach. We unloaded all the stuff and set up the umbrellas,
Yeah, okay.
beach chairs, and tools.
Towels.
Coming back
Towels?
for a second.
Mm-hmm. Beach towel. She's on the
Yeah,
beach
I'm
now.
hungry.
They're all set up. Nice.
The towels.
And it said, my dad said, hand me the suntan lotion, Maxie. That's when I remembered that I'd forgotten to bring any. Oh my.
Don't forget your dartboard.
You were right about that, Miss Daddy, that I said. You were right, Dad. You had everything.
She even had suntan
Oh, we
lotion.
can
Nope,
have your
they forgot that.
Yeah, Larry
I
was
forgot
saying
the
that
suntan
we were
lotion.
done. He goes, has your steak there yet?
Okay, now,
Don't worry, son, said my dad. We'll just buy
bring it on
some
the road then.
before we go
Does Dad have his
to
two
the
chairs?
water. So me
And
and
his green
my
salad?
dad went to the
Green.
little food stand. Me
Okay.
and my dad went
Whoop,
to the
we
little
got a
food
what?
stand. We
got
got
a little
a
bit.
few
Right
extra
there.
things
Bye.
to eat too.
Everybody's
Right.
moving now.
Mimi coming?
so they go in there and he was,
Wait.
just a minute. Got to read this one.
Wait.
No, they're coming out.
Just a minute. It was lucky that I went with him because he forgot his money. Even dads forget sometimes, don't they?
But this will be the
Even
last
mommies too.
Yeah, mommies and daddies, they forget.
And so does babies.
And Rachel forgets sometimes too.
And Papa does too.
Yep, papas forget. Oop, pardon me, Rachel. That's your turn. Thank you.
Then me
Wow.
and my dad put on our masks and went snorkeling. We saw all kinds of fish and shells and seaweed.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, what else?
Yeah.
Wow, look down
Oh,
there.
it's you.
Prettier
Look at
than
all that under the water.
Here.
Dave had just hung
Yeah.
up, and I thought you wanted to tell me one more thing.
I told Dad the names of everything. I know all that stuff because I learned it in school.
No, she should probably be
Look
here
at
about
this little
15,
fellow,
20
said my
minutes,
dad.
so she
It
doesn't
was
turn
the
around.
cutest little baby seahorse. Where is it? Oh, right
It
there.
sounded fine.
See that little
Did
baby
you have a
seahorse?
headache, Grandma?
Yeah. We saw those in the aquarium, remember?
Yeah.
Remember?
Wee,
We
wee.
saw this kind of fish. We saw these.
You saw,
Yeah.
you saw a jellyfish?
I've got
Mhm.
4, but I don't think everybody's bringing.
It's your turn to
30
turn.
pieces of stuff, so maybe if you bring a
Rachel's
couple
turn.
extra. I thought of you and I meant to call you, but you know how it is.
Later we found a tide pool full of fish and since my dad put some
Oh, I
clams
think
in
so.
the bucket.
Oh, wow. I picked up a shell that was walking on the
You know,
sand.
I think that's fine.
Me and my dad laughed at the funny little
It's
hermit
usually
crab
like a
living
little-
inside.
it takes like a
See it?
tablespoonful or so.
When we looked for more shell houses, we found a bunch of them. Wow.
Here's
Here,
another one.
let me show this.
I put,
Yes, I do.
I put I put my
Isn't that
house.
pretty? Look how pretty that is.
Yes, I would, that you should
Your
diet
turn.
right can. And I don't have room for ice cubes in my thing, but I got a sack of
Rachel's
ice.
turn.
A sack for you too.
Wow, now they're gonna eat on the
I
beach.
just learned, you know, never get caught.
Soon
with
I got
more
cold
than,
and
2
hungry,
pieces of pizza for grandma and ice for her cup.
Me and my dad had lunch. It's a good thing you
All right,
brought
Grandma,
all
love
this
you.
food.
Bye-bye.
I told
Yeah.
him being at the beach makes a guy
Oh,
really
thank
hungry.
you.
Look at his
Thank
sandwich.
you. And then next spring,
Look at his dad.
Yeah.
pumpkin, and we
You
have
can't
a
even
pecan
see him
too.
for the sandwiches. He's got so many of them.
And
Being,
look how slow his dad is.
Yeah. he said, being at the beach makes a guy really hungry too, said my dad. I wasn't sleepy, but I decided to let him rest because parents aren't tired very easily.
Yeah, he's been
See, look at his
real
one
early.
little piece of sandwich left.
You got another
I just don't have to
sandwich?
rush over until it's done.
There's the apple he ate. Let's show that.
So he's
Soda.
helping- he's been giving me updates.
And a
That's
soda.
what
And a
I'm
soda
doing.
can.
Soda,
Soda can all smashed.
Soda smash.
No,
Yeah.
also
So after
smashed.
that,
Yeah. Oh, it isn't either.
well, he'll be giving me
After
some
Dad's nap, I showed him how to ride a surfboard. Just hold on till a wave comes. I
Yeah,
said,
but-
I have a
But
surfboard.
that's
Want
once
to see
it gets
mine?
to 100 maybe?
Wow.
Want to see my surfboard?
Yeah, I've seen it. Then he said, then you kick and you paddle as hard as you can. Pretty soon a big wave
Yeah,
came.
I know.
I jumped on my board and yelled, go now, Dad.
Yeah, well, because look,
And listen,
30 times 20.
I think Dad's gonna get washed under. Just a minute.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
show
let
that.
him worry about it. Yeah, that's what he was saying, you have to get up real early like that.
Now your turn.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'll read this.
Well, David did.
I'll read it.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that.
He
Boy,
said he
they're
wanted
both
to,
good, aren't they?
He's
Okay.
bringing his barbecue
Yep.
up here, he said it only takes
After
about
I
2.5
given
hours.
Dad lots
You might
of
eat everything
lessons,
before the
he
turkey.
started to get the hang of it. Whoa, this is great,
Yeah, well,
Matt.
I don't know if
He
they are.
caught
Larry
out
thinks it's thinking
as
that
he
he'll be here
caught
just a little
his
after one
suck-
of his.
Second wave.
We'll see. And if
Way
not, we've
to
got,
go,
you know,
Dad.
we'll just
I
have some stuff
hollered
here.
back. You sure are good at this.
He's telling his dad how good he is, huh? Look at that. Let's see him on a surfboard.
Oh, okay.
See him on the surfboard.
She and his
Ride,
son
ride,
Max spent a
ride.
wonderful day at
Okay.
the beach,
Yeah.
and then put the sisters.
I didn't do that good when I went out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
My dad,
Yeah. I thought I was gonna drown.
Okay.
you did.
So she
Wow, that
followed
was
her
awful.
directions.
Okay, me and my dad built a sandcastle. I bet it was
Okay,
the
Grandma.
biggest sandcastle in the world has ever seen. The trouble was tide came and me and my dad dug treasures and built walls.
Trenches.
Trenches, what is trenches?
So they built this big castle, sand castle, and the wind and the waves came in and, just a minute, waves came in and broke it down. But the waves knocked our castle down anyway. My dad was really upset. I told him, it's okay, Dad, we can always build another one. So, let's see here.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know he built another one.
See the waves? See the waves coming in and just break the castle down.
My
Oh,
turn.
and it did.
Sunshine.
At last, it was time to go home. You taught me a lot today, Max, about surfing and everything. We sure had a great time together, said me and my dad. And he was right. Stop, stop. Me and my dad are really happy to have each other.
Isn't that great?
Mhm.
That's the way Dad and the little boy should be all the time when they're little and the daughter, huh? Dad and the son, and Dad and your daughter all have fun on the
There
beach.
is no daughter.
Yeah, here they going home, real happy. Very happy, happy, happy.
No, I already know
I just farted.
Uh-oh.
it.
I need it.
I need it.
It's my book.
My book.
Okay, Robert?
Oh, these are my books, okay, Papa? These are all mine. These are all my books.
Hop on top.
Hop on pop. Want me to read this whole thing? Want me to read this whole thing? I'll read this whole thing.
Whip
Don't
it,
read
whip
so
it,
fast.
whip
You
it,
have to
Wobbie, whip it.
Hop on top. Huh?
I'll read it, okay?
Hmm.
I will not read fast. Papa, you gotta watch me read.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Here I go.
Papa,
Papa,
She wants to turn the pages.
Pup,
You let her
pup
turn the
is
pages?
up.
I'm turn the page.
Okay, turn it.
Turn the page.
Needle.
All right. She's a good page turner.
Cut, pup, pup and cut. Pup, cup, cup on cup. Turn
Well,
it.
you're not in the picture over there,
Turn.
honey.
Oh yeah.
We can't see you in the picture way over there.
I've got
You
to
come over here, then you're in the
What?
picture. Okay?
I can't.
Oh, you can't, huh?
This page. Okay, now
Want to sit up
mouse, house,
No.
mouse on house, house,
Mouse,
mouse, house on mouse. Mm-hmm.
I'm turn the page.
here? Turn the page. Yeah, girl.
Okay, Papa, your turn.
All tall, we all are tall. All small, we all are small.
Yep, these are all small.
Mm-hmm.
And all small. All ball, we all play ball. Ball wall up on the wall. Turn page.
Hey, Robert,
Yeah.
that's enough, huh?
Your mom's here, Kat.
Uh-oh, I have to go this way. Come in.
Is that, what did I say my name?
Coming. Hi.
How are you?
For a flush, you have to have all four in your hand. And you can use that card in the, you're taking some major boot tape for the big 5 points in the crib. Has to be
Thanksgiving '97.
in one hop.
We're playing cards.
Oh.
And there's Grandma's head.
Do you want me to move
Yeah, and
the back of Grandma's head?
Sandra's boozing it up over there. See that big wine bottle?
Yeah.
She collects them.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
I haven't seen him.
Okay.
Oh.
Was I doing anything? 14 to us, Mom.
Look at all the guys bark on your eyes. She's a cat.
We got 14.
I was like this. When I first started,
I know.
Then we get two. Davies.
Ron,
24 for two. Good pair of her jacks.
Right.
I ruined his brand new pair of jeans. See that, Mom? He wore brand new jeans today.
I just did it again.
Oh,
That's why you had me checking it out.
turkey.
Sandra's line.
This is an $80 pair of jeans.
All right, here's your Kyle.
Bye.
Throw a good one in there. Throw a winner. The winner.
Here you go.
Here you go, Kyle.
$80.
Split it.
Is that yours?
it's already cut.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks.
Alright, so see you guys later.
you smelt it. You dealt it.
Go, Ron.
Go, Robert. Go, Bobby.
Oh,
Go, Bobby Jenkins.
Right here, my way. Walking through much better of her. Hey, go, Rob.
30.
Cut out the
That's on that age.
It was a go last time, better be a go this time.
Yeah, you've been saying that all game, shouldn't you?
That's right. 16.
Can I have a back row too?
Can the back rub too?
Right now,
26.
I'm busy making Arthur some tea.
17.
Virgo. Everyone's 25. Thanks, Virgo.
Oh, was it?
Go.
Wait, what was it?
26.
5 or less, Brandon.
29.
Man, I'm not doing that.
29.
Go.
Now you're hanging right in.
2 or less.
Right. 10.
Yeah,
Five
I
behind
play all the
Sam.
time.
Rob.
Rodney.
Just a minute,
21 or less.
I'm gonna go buy you
21 or less.
Grandma, you count 21 or less.
15, 2, 15, 4. And that's all.
Right.
Ooh.
Send up for a run.
You're tied. 2 to left.
Yeah.
That's okay, you're way out front, you don't need any more. You go.
I want 4.
You go, girl.
I have 15,
Don't
2,
turn
15,
too
4,
loud.
15, 6, and a pair of 8.
17.
Are you
Okay.
Whatever it is.
That's it.
Go.
Run it.
Let's go.
It's an
Run and go.
alternate.
Each card in the run, so we have
We have the
4.
camera for it.
And then our
Look at
jack
Mom, that really
suits
happened.
up, cards, so that's knobs for 1 point, so that'd be 5.
Alright.
Alright. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I know, it looks so good, but
Okay, Rob.
that's fine. But we still got some cards to go.
Count them. You know,
Yeah, go ahead and take the 5.
I drank the whole thing.
15, 2, 15, 4.
Yeah, you boozer.
10 or 16.
It's fine.
cotton candy and ice cream?
52. 15, 4, 15, 6. 10 or 16.
Suffer through the
15, 1, 15,
16.
4.
You see that on film?
52, 54, right?
Let's see, 17 would be right here.
That's 10.
17 would be right here. Yes,
Pair would be
see, there's 5, 10, 15, plus the 2, you got to go back off 1,
Yeah,
yeah, 6.
4 cards,
Yep.
and you pair out, and you count 3 more times to double run. You have those 3 there, and then that's another run there.
Okay, 15, 2.
And so the runs are 6, and then you pair.
Hiding that one, too.
15, 2.
So if you have a double run with 4 cards, it's always 8 points.
6
And then you're,
is
you have 4
12.
points and 15,
4,
so you have 12.
And 6 is 18.
You're full of crap.
They're not. Did you hear that on
Yeah.
TV?
Right.
Play your back one now.
So you got 15, 2, 15, 4, 15, 6,
Three there.
you got 6 or 12, 12, and then there's 13, 14,
DW,
15, 16,
girl and
17, 18. 18, nice hand.
I'm letting the camera down.
No,
I'm you. Yeah.
you got 16, you got 18.
Look, you have 15, 2, 15,
It's
4.
recording.
He's recording it.
Say that king was like,
Wait a minute, Andrew.
Oh, I look, see?
That would have meant all 5 cards were in a run, and then double run with 5 cards is
I
always
can't do
10
that one
points.
No, you didn't do it one time.
Double
I thought you were back
five
here.
cards is 10 points.
Yeah, double run with 4 is always
Look
10.
at the camera.
And then double run with 5 cards is 10.
I think he's got someone in his earphones in there. Hey, what's your right hand?
I got 18.
Yeah, you're right here, will you?
Nice stuff you buy.
What do you mean, where is it? You got a half a gallon?
Grandma's deal. Bob just had one last trip.
Look over by the washing area.
What do we have to do? Fold it all up?
Yeah.
No fair.
Well, I had that hand anyway.
I had a good one.
You got 18 years right there. You're back
Down
here.
there now. Got the
Feeling
paper man.
so
But you paid
Going
me money
home
to
with
move
the,
her face.
I know.
the neighbor
Right, be careful.
taking the turkey home.
That's okay. I think we got it. Setting probably good enough. We all said it's 180, better go. I said it's gonna dry out. Hey Dave, that's only gonna be about another 10, 15. That'll be another half an hour. I just went out there, it was 170.
15 minutes ago.
That's why I said another 15 minutes to be 180.
You said 5.
5
Gonna be a better one anyway.
Yeah. Things have been improving, it's just gonna keep on getting better.
You got 16 and I got 4.
Yeah, it's a better hand. I like that. That's where I was.
Yeah.
No, it's because I moved it at one time up here.
I shouldn't have said anything. You just kept taking mine.
Did you find it, Mom?
Pictures? You want pictures? Are you looking at pictures? Pretty bad.
Is it?
That's one of my nice ones too.
Ways to go. If you get the one that's in between these two, then you have it's very nice. If you get like, wait a minute, Rachel. David's coming right back in 5.
Hey, Rachel. Rachel. Come here.
I need a diffuser, okay?
Hasn't been my
I need a diffuser.
Come here. Me already.
Thank you.
Behind.
Call her during a walk.
Maybe Gail will go for the higher points and throw that.
I can't.
Look at the camera.
Into the crib.
Say hi.
Hi.
Give me any kiss.
Kinda got two possible. You throw a 10 in there, all she's gotta do is throw a 5.
Yeah.
If she has a bad hand in 5, then you... That's the other...
He has have you discarded it?
Yeah.
I need this.
See, the person with the crib, if you have a bad hand and you have a 5, you can just throw the 5.
How are you doing now, Mother?
I'm
Still ahead. I'm losing.
Good.
I'm still ahead.
So many things that can be going on.
Boy, I guess.
For work.
And that means you're winning, right, Mother? Yes.
4.
Anything's wrong.
We have to have one too.
So,
So right there.
We could all win one. And we play Bulldogs, right?
Heavy duty.
Think of the dog.
oh, nice tip of my cards, Kat.
Oh, yeah.
22.
And they should have put it down.
Yeah.
Talk to Tim.
Who's the red over here? Grandma. Take the Tim. Grandma?
Grandma.
Good job.
Who's losing? But I'm gonna win
Well, the red's ahead, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Red's ahead.
I'm the red.
Did you guys just really figure that out?
Yeah.
Okay, Grandma, you lead off.
Oh, okay.
How we doing over here?
Fabulous.
I'm losing. Who's the red? Kathy. Well, we were all tied up, and then all of a sudden, Rob gets a 16 hand, and Kathy gets an 18 hand, and I get 4.
9.
What's up with that?
The game's
And then my crib,
Why don't you just
I got 2.
Put one in the crib.
19.
If I wasn't pegging, I would be way back here. Because then, when I was right around the corner, I had a hand with nothing, and then a hand with 2.
Well, that means you gotta start cheating.
Like, start hauling timber. Wait, Kathy, are you ready to say something?
Timber.
No, it's gonna say throw a card in the crib. Hey.
2 more.
Rob.
Yeah. And I got one for
You
Phil.
know,
Okay.
the inside part.
You know.
Want to hear a good show?
You cut the deck down.
Hold on. Come on.
Artisans.
Hey, that one pretty good.
Yeah, you bet.
Take take card back.
You can as long as no other card on top. 15. Oh, there are 2 wrong ones.
Stay lying down. Give it back. I don't need your dog to do my...
Likey.
Kat, put that whip back.
Okay.
Oh, where yeah, we got
How about the,
full 4
How about the,
And then
handcuffs?
6 and 9, so that'd be a 15.
15 for pipe. 15 for 2, Kathy. 15 for 5.
15,
Total of
25.
4.
Surrender now,
30.
little brain.
30, go.
Never.
Good, Rob. We're driving home
Go, Kathy.
You've counted yours, haven't you, Sandra?
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Okay.
15, 2, 15, 4, 5, 6.
15, 22.
Everyone agreed. 4, 5,
They made noise like a car one underwater.
25.
See?
What?
Oh, Grandma.
6, 7, 8.
28, go.
They might have to
Oh, I have for 3.
Oh, let's see.
Hey, how'd you get 3?
That's
You
12.
got 3.
Just right flat out.
Oh, you look at that.
Slip it into the oven.
Oh.
You had a 3 in there.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
she's got the double run for 18, 7.
Yeah.
52, 54.
Cheater.
Go.
And then 12. And then 2 double runs.
Oh, my.
So that's 12.
That's in a hurry to win this. I can already tell.
The 4 cards.
Who dealt?
I did.
Let's go, Kathy.
15, 16,
8,
pair
9,
of
10,
6.
11, 12.
Is anybody in the stretch?
Out and I go.
We just came
We
around
just
the
came around the
corner.
corner.
The Reds. What's up with the Reds?
Seriously. 15, 2, 15, 4, 15, 6. No run at 6. You see 6?
Actually, I see 6. 15, 2, 15, 4.
I read how to play it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Because all you have
Yeah.
was 2.
How to
Yeah.
play it.
Right.
Yeah, if you're reading it, I can see how you...
Oh, my.
Come on, pal. Time for your
Oh,
walk.
it's not the right way.
I said it's time for your
I'm
walk.
gonna get all the way up
We need a quid. Need a quid, cheater.
Pal doesn't want to go for his walk. And that's his favorite
Four.
thing. I thought eating the hose was his favorite thing.
Is this your crib?
What's wrong?
Yeah, mine, friend.
Bring him right in to talk to, Mr. Reed.
You're gonna on camera that you don't know my name.
So I couldn't think of Miller's name. Harry.
No.
I'd almost get told this one because then it's gonna be harder for
Rachel.
harder for her to, it's really not much difference between the two. But
I'm
it's
gonna-
a little harder for
I'm
her
gonna
to
sit here and watch
get
herself,
15
watch
without
herself.
throwing that in there.
That's what you.
What did the vet say?
That's why I
Al's
say.
gonna have to stay here.
Too much of these guys will make you
We're
nauseous.
going.
So I'm turning you off.
Okay, we're set for cut.
He's never been away from me.